Red Bull.
Everyone, welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite. Tonight we have the lovely lads from Arctic Lights, Liam and Eddie. Welcome, guys.
How you doing? How you doing?
I tell you, an Arctic Lights in honor of how hard Arctic Lights rocks. I'm wearing my jacket from School of Rock with Jack Black. I was in that movie. And I wore this jacket to the audition, and this is why I got the job. And this just made a return trip with me from the U.S. back to Denmark here.
You were in the
And
movie?
yeah, I got that's where I got my my Screen Actors Guild of America card.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
I was also an actor. You know, I have focused on careers that have the most rejection possible. That's kind of been my niche.
And what's worked out best for you, music or film?
What's worked out best for me is antidepressants, to be honest.
Okay.
Guys, how do you do it? This song, Mantis, is so awesome. It rocks so hard.
Thanks to
Thank you.
me.
Thank you. That's brilliant.
You guys must have been so happy with yourselves as you're sitting there listening to this in playback.
And we've another 67 written since then.
You got 67 more
The
since then?
message we can't release all the time, you know. It's just too much hard work releasing a song these days.
Yeah, well, I have the same problem myself. I find myself trying not to write songs. You know, I
Yeah,
want to, and I'm like, no, don't do it, don't do
yeah,
it.
yeah. Definitely no hiding scene there anyway.
Yeah,
Afraid to pick up the
we've kind of
guitar.
become more marketeers than musicians. It's
Yeah,
balmy.
That's it.
I know. It's that's a part of it. Yeah. Although I'm having fun. You know, I try to have fun doing the marketing too. And you guys, which one of you is the graphic designer?
The
You, wow, beautiful album art too.
There
I
I
really
go.
love the album art of Mantis.
Yeah, he was lucky. He was lucky this time.
Yeah. Look, he just said that. Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time working on this. Well, we just come up with an idea and then execute it. Send down to Liam there and see what he thinks. Um, I just think that you could drive yourself crazy trying to do some amazing work. And at the end, I think we just do everything quick as we can these days. Because
Yeah.
it's exhausting trying to market the stuff. You know.
Yeah, but it's I know I feel the same way about not second guessing yourself. You know, just boom, 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 go, go, go. I don't know.
Mm.
I know a lot of people have problems with that, but I think I did when I was younger. I think that's one of the gifts of getting a little bit older, is you're just like, no, 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 that's it, let's go.
Yeah,
Nobody
I think
really, nobody really cares anyway. You know.
when myself and Eddie started doing this project, I'd say the first song took us about 6 weeks just to mix. And we
I
kind of went,
know.
what? You have to put it just a line, draw a line and off you go. And eventually that's what we did. And we've been doing that since.
Yeah,
So
it's
we don't
great.
mix things up for 6 weeks any
Yeah.
longer.
The
Well,
music is the easy part.
yeah, but if you, yeah, because if you spend that much time on it, then you don't even want to listen to it yourself after you.
You drive yourself nuts.
I had to listen to the song before the interview just to hear what it was like again because
What
I
the
haven't listened
hell
to it
was
since.
that?
We moved on. We moved on.
Now, you really might not remember this, but how did Mantis get started?
We've been.
Eddie came up with the idea, the original starting piece, and he sent that on to me. And what I would do then is I'd mix it up a bit, throw down some kind of vocal ideas that we come along, throw it back at him, see what he thinks, where we can develop, and we just keep on doing that. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
cool.
did
It
you?
works for us. It wouldn't work for everybody, but it works for us, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. We've a nice farm now. It's good.
Did you write it on guitar, Eddie? Or you wrote it on bass?
I'm a bass player really. I'm a very bad guitar player, but I can I have two nice guitars, and I put the ideas down on guitars, and then what I would do to Liam then is I'd say take my gammy solo open, you know, or he might redo the guitars, or sometimes he might keep some of them, or he might go
Oh,
in and
okay,
redo.
all right.
So
So
like
you,
Liam would be a far better guitar player than I would. I just kind of did instead of sending Liam bass lines, it's very handy to try and put it all together, send them a rough thing, and then you know sometimes he gets
okay.
a buzz out of it, and other times there's other ones that you wouldn't get a buzz out of then. So
Mm,
it's just but you know what? We do it because we do it because we love doing it, you know, the
yeah,
music side. And we
yeah,
do like I mean I've often sat down here coming up with ideas and stuff. Liam would be the same. And we do get a bit of escapism, you know, like we do get into it like when we're playing, you know. The problem is that when we finish it, we get a great kick out of it. But then that's
mm,
when the real work starts.
mm.
There's no point releasing it unless you're willing to stand behind it and try and get it heard.
Well, I don't even consider it real work, I'll be honest with you. I consider that part of it, that's the difficult part because we don't get a buzz out of any marketing. I don't get a
Mm.
buzz. I'm just in here in Scotland. How you manage to enjoy it because I just don't enjoy it at all, any part of it. Like Eddie kind of takes a steer on that and he'll tell me kind of bits and pieces that he wants to get done and gets me to do bits and pieces, but I just don't enjoy any part of it at all. Sitting down
Yeah.
writing music, yeah, you know, you could sit in front, you could be playing guitar for 5 minutes and all of a sudden there's 3 hours gone, you know. Marketing, you're kind of you're sending things around the place. You go, Jesus, that was only 5 minutes. It felt like 3 hours. You know,
We have some excellent songs written. Actually, I know everyone thinks that about their own music, like, but like, I mean, we're slow. We're going to be slow to release them because we just think. I think myself, if we write a good song and we put it out there, we should spend a good few months trying to get it moving on.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Other people have got on to us, you know, other companies. Like we had a meeting with a crowd in England a week or two ago. They were trying to get us to put their music on their
Oh yeah.
service, you know, and
Yeah.
but
What do you think about that? Because I know a lot of artists are like, you know, don't know if it's really even worth it to get a you know a record deal. You know, these days. Uh,
well,
is that
but I
something
don't
you
agree
guys are
with.
looking for?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe if it was the right company, you know, but I think what they try to do these days now, because I was having a conversation, they want you to release as much music as possible. And I don't agree with
Oh, is
that.
that right? Okay.
But keep whacking out the songs, keep growing your Spotify and all this type of stuff. Now
Yeah.
we do need help, myself and Liam, because we're doing it all on our own. We do need help to try and grow it, because you know, um, yeah, there lies the problem for most bands, really. You know, you know, like so trying to get the music heard. You know,
try
Yeah.
and get your head above the parapet because there's just so much music out there.
we
Yeah.
It's
don't
Yeah.
want
just
to spend money
it's
doing it either.
incredible.
There's too many people looking to cash in on these Spotify plays and things like that. You know, well, pay us
Oh
this,
yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
you on
Yeah.
the playlist and things like that. Like, but we're trying to do all this kind of organically, and do it the right way. You know, because we're alternative music heads is what we are, indie heads. So like that's the way we do it. You know. Now if someone came along and wanted to take the music and release it, a proper indie label, we probably would be interested.
Mm.
But we do like having control as well. So you know.
Yeah. And what like I don't want you to give away your trade secrets, but what do you do for in general for promotion? Where do you put your efforts?
We
It's
love you
all
long time, $30.
mainly social media and you know we have a radio list that we send out to a lot of alternative radio stations that you know we get a lot of plays and
Oh
certain
yeah.
radio
Oh cool.
and then it's all social media after that, you know, and then you know you'll be talking back and forth with people and getting email like this is our 13th song, Liam, is it? It's probably
Yeah,
our
about
13th.
that, yeah.
So you know we got better at it. And I suppose people are becoming a bit more familiar with us now every time we do release, you
Well, the
know,
radio
the
station job
radio station.
basically that was kind of is like a test bed. Like
Mm.
you get a fair indicator of what the radio stations. Sometimes it's bizarre. You'd have more radio stations playing you than people on Spotify. It's bonkers, like, but
Is that right?
it's cool
Wow.
to see DJs
That
coming
is
along and
cool.
taking the time to get your stuff and put it onto a show. And here you go, guys, and out in X, and yeah, it's just cool.
We got great respect for a lot of those people, you know. I mean, like there's Radio Wigwam now and people like that in the UK. and further afield, you know, you could name there's hundreds of them there, but they're all proper music hits, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's where we get the satisfaction in it, that these people play it for us, and some of them like it, and that's our job done, you know. As opposed to being famous and fucking looking for record deals and stuff, we did all that when we were younger, and we're quite happy with our lives, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to hop on a bus and go touring around the country like.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just €1 million each.
I know, but you know, it's funny because it's you know, it's like there's something about I think like from doing this like a long time, like you guys have and I have too, where you're like you almost have to fight this thing of like, oh no, it's got to be something more, you know, and it's like it's a challenge sometimes, isn't it, to like take a step back and be like, hey, exactly what we're doing is like really good,
Yeah.
you know. It's like this is
But
like
even
full creative
even
control. You're reaching people. You guys have a great working relationship and a
even
friendship. You're
for us,
like,
even for us to play a gig, we'd have to get a band together. We'd have to pay session musicians because like we have a the way we write is the way we write, and there's
yeah,
two of us writing. To
yeah,
bring in another three members in the band would just completely change
yeah. It'll
whatever
change
we're doing.
everything. Yeah, no one's gonna
And
be
we
in
don't
love with it
really
like you guys
necessarily
do.
want to change that.
Yeah,
So you have to bring in session musicians. You just start paying them for gigs, and how often do you pay them for jamming? Where do you jam? When do you start getting the gigs?
yeah, yeah,
He's working. You know, it just gets messy. It really
yeah,
does. It want to be really worthwhile, uh, and we haven't even looked into it, to be honest.
yeah, yeah,
If we
yeah,
got a song that really took off, we probably would look into it. I mean, we do know people. I mean, we could get people in, all right. You know, there's no bother there. I mean, but it's really a case of we would only do it if there was a need for us to do it. At the moment, we just release music, and some people like it, and you know that's all there is really. You
yeah.
know,
And what when you get played on the radio, do you does it transfer to like sales on Bandcamp or streams
Uh,
on Spotify or on
No,
Apple Music, or what do you
nothing.
think? Not really.
maybe
Absolutely.
maybe slightly, but not a whole
Good.
lot really. We haven't seen it anyway. We haven't seen. The music business is what it is at the moment. You know, I mean, obviously we're in this game a long, long time, and when we were 20s, like we were all in other bands, you know, before that did well and all that. And it has changed, but I'm not going to sit here cribbing about it because it is what it is. You
Yeah,
know, it was the same last time as well.
yeah,
People were cribbing about it back then as well. You know,
yeah,
selling CDs and vinyl and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously that's cool. We would love to do an album, but we just don't see the need for it because if we did do an album, no, we're back into selling again, and trying to get the costs recuperated from it.
mm,
Um, yeah, I mean, look, it is
Look,
what
it's
it
the
is.
same. It's the same as you, Scott. It's the reason we do is we love it. If we
yeah,
wanted to be making money, like I got a plumber in here last week for 2.5 hours, it was 280 quid. If I wanted to be making money, I'd be a plumber. You know what I mean? So, so like we're doing it because we enjoy it, and we love
yeah,
it,
yeah,
and we get
yeah, yeah.
out of it. That's the reason we're doing it.
And I mean that is such a gift too. I mean, I think you could take that for granted too. If you know when you were young that you want to be a musician and you want to do this, it's like because some people like go like very far in their life or through their whole life without discovering like what their passion is, you know, like they can't, it just doesn't come, and they're like they like go through life and like, oh, I really wish I had some passion. And so it's like it's a real gift to have that and have this thing of like, oh yeah, sit down and work on music and have 10 hours go by and you don't even realize it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like therapy. It really is like therapy. It's brilliant,
Yeah, yeah.
and like I need therapy, so it's good for me.
What's the best moment for you guys in your songwriting process and stuff? You guys get together and listen to like the final mix together,
We've done
or
that, yeah. I go to Liam's house and we'll have a few bottles of wine or something and get a
yeah,
kick off.
yeah. And just
You
like
know,
do you listen on headphones, or you got some good speakers, you like crank it
Oh, speakers,
over
nice speakers,
over
nice
these
speakers.
speakers and I have headphones. I
I'd
prefer the
love to,
headphones.
I would love to hear your guys' music over a really nice sound system. I have to say, I'm like always only have you know standard you know iPhone earbuds. That's what I listen to everything on. But it
Okay.
sounds awesome on there too. But yeah, it's like there's something about your music that it should be played over like huge speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet it sounds good like that. Um, Now, you guys do so many tasty things. I mean, in this one, I love the backward
Guitar.
guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's I'm curious, did you plan the backwardness of it? You know what I mean? Or was it like, let me turn this around backwards and see what it sounds like? Because it's just fits
To be
so
honest with
beautifully.
you, what I actually did was I put a few parts of the song together and I said I'm going to do a different type of solo this time. So I put in that part as a kind of a melodic solo. And I sent it back to Eddie and I said, Here, what do you think of this? I said, I'm not too sure about the backward guitar, but you need to come up with a solo. So I got to do two solos, the backward guitar and the solo. You know what?
Yeah, it really gives a cool atmosphere, I think. Yeah. And then another great uh midsection. I love this like midsections you guys do when a bit no 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 and the build up and everything. It's just like I love it.
Brilliant.
So
Thanks, man.
so fulfilling.
There's a nice
Yeah.
style developing, you know. There's a nice style developing. Sometimes you're tempted to kind of go walk away from that style and try something different again, you know. I mean, like there's like Liam has written loads of songs that's probably a different style, you know. I mean,
Mm.
like we're going to try and explore them as well down the road. But I think you go through phases as a musician, and this is the phase we're in at the moment. But eventually, you will change phases. Like I mean, depends on what. Obviously, it depends on Liam because he writes the lyrics as well. So you know.
Yeah, but it's like if I was to write this music myself, it wouldn't be the same because of the partnership and the way it has developed. It's just an impossibility because like Eddie comes up with a lot of the original starting points anyway.
Mm.
So it just wouldn't be the same. Like I can guarantee that because yeah, some of the other stuff I've written over the last couple of weeks is very light and I like the heavy. I like where we're going with this stuff. No,
Mm.
we're not always going to be possibly this heavy. We might go to something a bit more kind of indie poppy kind of thing at some stage because that's very much in us too. Like there's
Mm.
melodies all the way through the songs.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
melody is hugely important to us. Like we wouldn't come up with just heavy for the sake of heavy, you know? Uh,
Mm.
Yeah, no, I mean there's always great melodies. I love you guys'
There's some
melodies. Yeah.
fantastic songs written down in the background. They're waiting to be see the light of day. Like, but it's as you said, I'm afraid of picking up a guitar in case they come up with an idea, you know, because like there's such a catalog in the waiting to come out, you know. So it's Liam doesn't mind that. Liam will drive on and do thousands of songs. I'd say if he got it, you know. Well, whether I'm kind of a bit I'm a bit precious that way. Like I'm literally afraid to pick up the guitar at the moment, you know, because there's so many things to do. You know, there's a couple of other songs that are very good
Honestly
that,
afraid.
you know, we might stick. I mean, the next release is probably going to come after the summer, I think, is probably Liam, isn't it?
yeah, we're
September.
going to take it easy, enjoy the summer and barbecues and camper vans and the usual
Yeah,
stuff, beach
yeah.
and hopefully a bit of sun.
Yeah. What when you're sending like when you're sending Liam the demo, Eddie, how like how fleshed out is the whole thing? Like, are you spending time making it sound really good, or are you just like
Oh
throw
yeah, I
kind
would.
of throw?
Liam, I don't have any interest in doing the drums really, so I just throw down a normal drum track, and then Liam would completely redo the drums because he's really good at doing the drums. I'm not.
Okay.
So everything else, the bass line will be ready to go, more or less, unless Liam might see something else and maybe cut it up and do something different, but I don't know. But
Mm.
the guitars, they all sound good, you know. But what they do is they're like a seed. You just plant the seed and then this
Well,
grows.
the very starting point, we're not going to spend too much time on it because it's pointless spending a month working on something that we're not happy with. So what we'll do is we'll throw ideas very much so at the start, and then when we get to a point where it's kind of close enough to where we go, yeah, this is going to be good. Let's do the work on it. It comes on to me. I'll spend a good bit of time on that,
Mm.
sending Eddie kind of bits and pieces of mixes, but not too much because what happens is when you're working so closely with it for I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, your ears start to get dead. Whereas
Mhm.
Eddie's ears are fresh at that stage. So send it
Mm.
on to him. And then he'll
Yeah.
come along and say, oh, it needs blah, 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 or it needs another section here. There's no lift at the end. So that because you're involved in it so closely, you don't get to see yourself, but he does, which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I deliberately, when I send the music on, I deliberately pull back then. I don't listen to it. I just only when Liam does stuff then and sends it on. That's the best part for me. When I get the mix back off Liam and go, fuck it, that's good, you know?
Yeah.
Um, because I don't know what the singing is going to be like anyway. I don't know, Liam looks after the singing. So, but it's good for me to stay away from it. Because as Liam said, then you're listening to it with fresh ears. If you're listening to it all the time, you just get a bit hypnotized by it. If you listen to any song enough, you'll be convinced it's good anyway, no matter what it is. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's
You know?
true.
Because I've often sent the finished version to Eddie, and Eddie would say, "That's not finished. Yeah, it's good, but it's not finished." I go, oh, fucking.
I love that though. You guys, it just seems like you guys have such a great working relationship and a great friendship. I mean, that you can say these things and
Or none of us are sensitive. Definitely not. We
No,
can't be really.
yeah,
You have to be honest.
yeah.
yeah.
And
And
you could be wrong.
I'm wondering, Eddie, when Liam sends you the vocal ideas, are you do you like anticipate? Oh, I think he's gonna do something like this, or is it like you say? I knew he was gonna do something like that, or are you surprised by his vocal ideas?
Oh yeah, they're always really good in fairness. Now some things that aren't so good, then we talk about it or whatever, or but I mean really it's a skill in itself, it's something
Yeah,
that I just don't have the talent for. I've no problem playing the bass guitar, I've no problem because I'm a graphic designer, I'm a creative person. But like when it comes to singing and stuff like that, I'm just, it's not my thing. I don't want
mm.
it to be my thing. I'm sure if I kind of decided to do something down the road, I'd have an idea. But I just like staying within the bass guitar and messing with the other guitars. And because I'm not a guitar player, I'm under no pressure. Do you know what I mean? I can play the bass well, but when it comes to guitars, I'm only doing power chords and distortion and bits and pieces. And I leave up the complicated stuff to Liam then when he, you
Yeah, but
know.
if it sound it look for us, I don't care whether I play guitar ever again or if I ever sing ever again. Once the songs are good, that's all it's about. Eddie sends me
Mm.
stuff and he say, "Look, the guitar's right thrown down," and but if you hear something nice in it and you can develop it or use the actual original guitars that he's using, oh bad. It doesn't matter who plays guitar. It doesn't matter who plays bass. It doesn't matter who plays drum. It doesn't matter who sings. As long as the songs are good, that's all that matters to us. Like
Yeah,
it
that's true.
really is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, another thing is that the guitar, and sorry, I forget if I asked you guys this last time because the guitar sounds are so good. Do you guys go directly into the computer, or are you guys miking amps
Mix.
or
We
mix?
mix
Yeah.
and match. Yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes they will be directly in, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're recorded live. Sometimes it's acoustic with the microphones in front of it. We just vary it. Like it's kind of it's trial and error. It really
Oh,
is.
there we go. The Marshall stack.
I I recorded the bass on this and
Nice.
I am one of the songs. What song was that again, Liam? Not fade away.
Fade away. Well, I think it was fade away. Was it? One
Is
of the
it?
bases fade away. I think. Yeah.
The bass sound off this is unbelievable. When you
Wow.
wake it when you wake it up.
Wow. So
Blur?
cool.
Do you know that band Blur?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know song two?
Yeah.
The bass riff in song two was actually done on one of these.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. I saw some clip from them. I forget what song it was where they actually they took the melody. It was actually a preset in a little a Casio thing. Did
Oh,
you
that's
guys
right.
see that?
I did. I saw
Uh,
that, yeah. Really good.
Oh man.
And for all the gearheads out there, hang on. There's another handy tool
Wow.
that packs a punch.
Gorgeous.
Liam uses the yo-yo then. Is it Liam the yo-yo or the yo-yo? Yeah, yeah, that's a fabulous one, isn't it?
it's based on the Mesa Boogie.
And you got the Les Paul going on this, Liam?
Yeah, Les Paul over the Ernie ball over here. Strat. Yamaha SG 300, really old guitars, cool. Over in the corner. And what else? Oh yeah, I got one of the Gibson copies recently, just a kind of semi-solid. They're nice actually. I just wanted to try one just to see what it was like before I do anything with it.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
Epiphone version of those. It's cool.
Nice. Well, so you guys are taking the summer off. No releases. Just gonna barbecue and chill.
I think
I'd say I'll
so.
work away. There's one that we really like that I'll probably do a little bit of work with over the next few weeks, maybe. If the weather's shite, I'll work on the music. Uh,
So you think
yeah,
that'll be the next single?
think so. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I really like this one that's coming up. I really like it actually. It's
Yeah,
Is it
kind of
a
something a bit
is
more
it
retro, I think, actually.
Oh yeah. Is it another rocker though?
it
Still a
is.
rocker. Yeah. I
Yeah,
like, you
you
see, I
got
like rockers. I like, Queens of the Stone Age, that kind of vibe, getting out there and kind of melodic, but heavy, and
yeah,
We
well
talked about it
listen to
before.
this.
I think your guys' stuff totally, can be put alongside Queens of the Stone Age stuff. I mean, it is so good. I just love it.
We
Cheers,
talked
Phil.
about
Thanks.
it before many times in interviews and all sorts of things that basically when people start writing music at home with all this new technology that they use now, it's very easy to get mellow, you know. And when we first started out, we've had this conversation saying like we need not to be mellow because it's just an easy trap to fall into. Sitting at home with a guitar, you're going to start writing mellow songs, you know. So we deliberately don't make sure we don't do that. Now we have written a couple of mellow songs. There's a song called Drifting that we did a while back. It's a brilliant song. It's quite mellow, you know. But generally, that's the rule, really. When we're sitting at home, we're hopping up and down, you know, because it's so easy to fall into the trap, you know, sitting at home at 9 o'clock at night time, playing mellow music, you know. Nothing wrong with it, like, but you know, we don't want to be boring, you know. Every time we release a song, we want something to kind of go, oh yeah, they're the lads again, and look what they're doing this time, you know. We always try to do something small but different.
What we
Um,
want people to say about us is, I'd hate to live next door to them. That's all we want. That's all we want to hear.
Well, I hope someday I can I can visit. I'll be over there across the pond there and can meet you guys and listen to some Arctic Lights blaring over the speakers, man.
Yeah, that'd be
That would be
brilliant. Yeah,
like
we'd love to. We'd love
that'd
to.
be
Love to
a,
hook up.
that'd be
Yeah, fabulous. Yeah,
that'd be a nice thing.
excellent. Love it.
I really
Yeah,
really enjoy you guys as people and as a band. So
great.
please keep going. Please keep going.
Scott, an absolute pleasure, fellow, as usual. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot, guys, and
Cheers, fellow.
talk to you soon.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Scott.
absolutely. Brilliant, Scott. Thanks, Mel.